Unimaginable evil manifests all around us. Long ago, we came together as enemies. We have come so very far. Richtofen, Dempsey, Nikolai. Have I ever fought alongside such brave warriors?
I hope one day to return to the motherland. To return to my family.
My God, what have I done? Stop it, breathe. Moses!
We got a plan.
Been a long time coming, Richtofen.
Yes, it has. Get us the hell out of here. So it has come to this. Others may question my wisdom, but I know in my heart that I did what was right.
Hey everyone, Clarkish Joy here, welcome back to another video. Today I am back and today I'll be talking to you guys as to why The Reckoning will be better than Revelations from Black Ops 3 Zombies. Now, obviously, like every other time I've done this little series of mine, it's not true. Like first when I'd done Citadel, I said it'd be better than Horizon, that's obviously false. I said the Tomb would be better than Origins, that's obviously also false. And then I decided to put Shard Vale against the Tomb, as the Tomb did not receive well within Black Ops 6 Zombies. But the reason why I decided to choose Revelations for The Reckoning is simply because of the fact that I've gotten a similar vibe from it. Revelations has basically all maps combined into one. Well, maybe not all maps, but most, like Origins, Mob of the Dead, Shangri-La, Der Eisendrache, Verrucht. It has basically all the maps combined into one huge map, and each island on Revelations represents a different map. Now, with The Reckoning, I kind of feel the same way. When we've got the first teaser for The Reckoning and we started seeing the tomb plants, immediately I started to get this idea. What if each tower represents each map that we've gone within Black Ops 6 Zombies? And I started to like this idea more as when the trailer was revealed earlier this week, we then saw an area kind of similar to the Terminus Labs. Now, I don't know if that's just the first two towers we've seen, I don't know what the other tower will look like, but from what I understand, maybe it'll give you some Shattered Vale vibes / Liberty Falls vibes, I don't know, but the only map I can't see being in one of the towers is like a Citadel Day More type vibe, but I don't know, that's just me, but that's why I've decided to put Revelations against The Reckoning in today's video. But I wanted to go over what I personally think makes Revelations a good map, as a lot of people are very 50-50 with Revelations. A lot of people didn't like the Easter egg on launch due to crashes and the steps not making sense until we figured out what they meant a year later with Zombie Chronicles. As time goes on, a lot of people are now starting to appreciate the map, but till this day some people still don't like Revelations simply just due to the fact that it has a lot of reused assets into one big map. And honestly, when I think about it, I totally understand, but at the time it was a cool idea and I still think it's a cool idea, but I think The Reckoning could go in a way better direction with it. But let me break down what I think is cool about Revelations first. Of course, all the maps being in one big map and then have just one unique area being like the house area where the spawn room is, that is cool. At that time it was hype. You've got your best maps, you've got Origins, you got Mob of the Dead, you got Verrucht, you got Nacht where it all started, and then of course you have Shangri-La and Der Eisendrache. So honestly it was cool, and of course Keynote to Toten. So that was probably the biggest like staple for Revelations. On top of that, you had great wonder weapons being the Apothicon Servant and the Thunder Gun, along with great equipment like the Ragnarok Specialist and Lalarnes. So all around, great weapon choices as well. Not just wonder weapons, but basic weapons as well. On top of that, the map is visually stunning, and the Pack-a-Punch camos on that map are even greater. Speaking of Pack-a-Punch, the Pack-a-Punch quest is actually really cool. Go into 4 generators around each island, turn them on to then go inside this massive Apothicon to then unlock Pack-a-Punch. Now, it may be easy, yeah, but it is so cool as hell, and I would much prefer a Revelations Pack-a-Punch quest than every other Pack-a-Punch quest we've gone in Black Ops 6 Zombies. On top of that, whether you like the Revelation story or not, the story is still good. You've got our premise characters, there's got a lot of radios, lots of quotes with Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man, and of course for the first time ever, we got a chance to go inside the house. So it was a cool story, and still is till this day. Along with that, it is a fun map to high around. I've seen so many people like high around the map, it's a lot of fun. I've personally high around the map as well, and just in general, with having great weapons like the Apothicon Servant, of course the equipment like the Ragnaroks and stuff, it's just a fun map to high around. Which, speaking of high rounds, shout out to my good friend Birdie JK, also known as Birdie the First, as he's been grinding out Revelations high rounds trying to go to round 255, and for all I know, by the time this video is out, he may be even gone to that high round already. But I will be Easter egg hunting with him, Rachel Aimbot, Jason H Gaming, and potentially Expert Fusion on the day the Reckoning releases, so make sure to go check out their channels in the description below. On top of that, I'm a sucker for boss fight arenas, and Revelations is one of the coolest boss fight arenas ever. The only disappointing thing was seeing the Apothicon that was in that room just standing still like as if it was trapped by killing time, but aside from that, cool boss fight arena all around. The music Easter egg as well is one of my favourite music Easter eggs of all time. Along with that, the side Easter eggs are great as well, where you can have basically every wall by Pack-a-Punch, and then of course you have the trading weapons tail within the Nectar and Totem area, and then of course like Gorakova, you have the time trial melee weapons where you can get Tako's Katana, which is also very cool. But aside from that, those are really like the main things I think is really cool about Revelations. Now, in terms of what we can see from Revelations coming into Reckoning and what it could do better, I have a list here in no particular order, but here we go. So of course, the Wonder Weapon and the Wonder Weapon varieties gotta have decent damage. Now, damage scaling in BO6 has been whack. Like, most weapons start off great, now a lot of them have been nerfed, but then pistols have been buffed and then shotguns have been buffed. Like, it's all confusing. So I really hope this new unique Wonder Weapon that is not just coming to Black Ops 6 Zombies, but just Zombies as a whole, is really good, especially when we're getting 2 new variants for it also. And most importantly, it's got to be fun and satisfying to use. And when I think of fun, satisfying weapons, I think of weapons like the Cerberus, the Ray Gun Mark III, and when it comes to damage, you know, I would think of stuff like the Ray Gun Mark I Cold War version, you know, like how it was on launch. That's what I would think personally for a good wonder weapon like that to be good. On top of that, one of the few things I don't like about BO6 Zombies is the Pack-a-Punch quest. I don't mind that the fact that it tells you how to get Pack-a-Punch, that's not the point. The point is that they're just not cool. It's just simply open some doors, maybe face off a boss, and then boom, Pack-a-Punch is unlocked. Aside from that, it's just not really that cool, especially when you've got a cool Pack-a-Punch machine design. When you want something to be super cooler, like all you're doing in Terminus is just turning on the power, going under war, and then boom, you've got Pack-a-Punch unlocked. And then with Liberty Falls, you're opening up the Dark Ether, which is just opening up doors. And Citadel Teamwork, you're also doing the same thing, but then you're facing a Doppelgast at the end. And then the Tomb, all you're doing is going into the Dark Ether, kind of similar to Liberty Falls. And Shattered Veil is basically just opening up doors again. So as much as I would like it where Zombies didn't tell you how to open up Pack-a-Punch and we just never had those objective markers in the first place, at the end of the day, even if they didn't have the objective markers, the Pack-a-Punch quests in BO6 are still bland. So I hope, even with the objective markers going into this map, I really just hope the Pack-a-Punch quest is at least cool and fun to see and just do in general. On top of that, one of the few things I like about Black Ops 6 Zombies is its cool Pack-a-Punch camos. Now I know a lot of people don't like Liberty Falls' Pack-a-Punch camos, but all the other Pack-a-Punch camos are definitely very cool, and it looks like the Reckoning is going down that same route again. So honestly, shout out to Treyarch for making amazing Pack-a-Punch camos all year round for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Along with that, this map is semi-unique compared to that of Revelations, as Revelations only has 3 new areas, being the boss fight arena, the spawn room, and of course the house. And then actually technically 4, as you've got the Pack-a-Punch room as well. But aside from that, the majority of the map is just all previous maps that have gone from zombies into one. But the problem is, the reason why I say the Reckoning is semi-unique is because of one reason. It's in Liberty Falls. There was leaks going around for ages that we were going to the mansion, and that was okay. It's Richthofen's mansion, kind of similar hype to the house when we wanted to go to Samantha's house for so long as a map. But this time, it's Richthofen's mansion within the Dark Ether story. So that was fine. But Janus Towers got leaked as well, and that's basically 3 maps within the whole of Liberty Falls just being cut in half. Of course, you got Liberty Falls itself, which was on launch. You had Season 3, which is the Shattered Vale, the Liberty Falls mansion, and then Janus Towers, which is on the right side of both the mansion and Liberty Falls. So the fact that it is in Liberty Falls just doesn't make it super unique, as it's a new location within that area, but I would like a new area on top of that with it. On top of that, if my prediction is right and each tower represents somewhat of the old maps that we've gone from BO6 already, then it's not going to be super unique, but I totally understand it. It suits the theme well, so I would imagine it would be better than Revelations if they went for that direction, but I highly doubt it, and I'm just probably smoking copium at this point. Along with that, in terms of visually stunning side of things, when you look into the map from the outside, all you see is like a nice sunset and the towers, and honestly it doesn't look that bad. I know a lot of people have been complaining about the daytime, you know, maps and stuff, but we've had daytime maps before, like 9, and many other maps are so good in Call of Duty Zombies, so I don't mind the fact that it's daytime, but compared to that of Revelations, it's not the super visually stunning map that we would all hope it to be. But there is something that I would like to see: a Dark Ether side of the map. This is one of the few things I liked about D Machine, Firebase C, and the Tomb. As within D Machine, you had to go through the Dark Ether portal many times to get Pack Punch or Wonder Weapon parts, and the map was visually stunning. It was awesome. Firebase C, granted, never really had a fully fledged Dark Ether side. It was a completely new era, and it was just all dark, and it was just to get the golden chest side Easter egg. But still, it is the Dark Ether technically. And then the Tomb went back in that direction with the Dark Ether Nexus, and even though it's a low quality PNG resolution, if you look too far up at the skybox, the main area itself is stunningly beautiful. And again, this is a story about the Dark Ether, and I'm not saying every single Dark Ether story map has to be based in the Dark Ether. I would just like it if they took the D Machine route, where you could go into a version of the map that you're playing where it is based in the Dark Ether, and I think the Reckoning would be so good for that, in my opinion. Along with that, a mix of both fun and helpful side Easter eggs would be great for this map. Now, I'm not really the side Easter egg guy, I'm a main Easter egg guy, but I will say Infinite Warfare Zombies has the best side Easter eggs in the whole of Call of Duty Zombies, and the reason why I say that is because that's probably the one game aside from BO6 where I actually do side Easter eggs. Sure, I've done some on BO3, but it's mainly just helpful side Easter eggs. I like fun ones as well, and I think Infinite Warfare Zombies had a good balance of that, and Black Ops 6 was generally going in that good direction, whereas Terminus had a good balance of both helpful side Easter eggs and fun side Easter eggs. Liberty Falls, in my opinion, mostly just focused on fun side Easter eggs, and then Citadel really hardly had any, which is hella disappointing in my opinion. The Tomb, on the other hand, mostly focused on helpful Easter eggs, like the golden armor side Easter egg or the free ray gun Easter egg. Liberty Falls and the Tomb combined together, you have a good mixture of both fun side Easter eggs and helpful side Easter eggs. Shattered Vale, granted, I do think has better side Easter eggs than Citadel, but it's not better than the other 3 maps that I mentioned previously within Black Ops 6 Zombies. An idea for side Easter eggs for helpfulness and fun would be, of course, the music Easter egg. It's fun, and you know, it's a good way to jam out while playing zombies, and the music Easter eggs, aside from maybe Dig from the Tomb, is honestly being really good within Black Ops 6 Zombies. Grappling hook is something people have been really wanting within the Reckoning, and from what it looks like, I don't think it's going to happen. It might, I'm not sure. Apparently there's other ways of transportation within this map, but we're still not sure. Chart didn't reveal that, so let's hope the grappling hook's in there. And then of course, one thing that people have been asking for ever since the Tomb is the Dark Ether blade that we got from Modern Warfare Zombies implanted in Black Ops 6 Zombies with the Reckoning. I would definitely love to see that, as not only is it fun, but it's definitely very helpful too. So I'm really hoping for a good mix of both fun and helpful side Easter eggs within the Reckoning. Along with that, I would really love to see a lot of Chaos Story elements. As one of the things I'm really disappointed with Black Ops 6 Zombies is that it really hyped up Chaos Story elements when Treyarch decided to bring in the Sentinel Artifact announcement with Terminus. Then after that, we decided to go on this little magic Chaos Story hunt, finding the amulet with Chaos Story music within Citadel. Then in the Tomb, granted the story's shit, but we all knew what the main focus was, finding the Sentinel artifact. And whether you like the boss fight or not, it's definitely a cool, different, unique one, and it's one of the more harder boss fights. Now granted, why the Sentinel artifact attacked us, we will never know, but still cool. The other thing as well is, why the hell is it the Voyage of Despair Sentinel artifact? Like, tell me that, Treyarch. And then of course the only thing about the Sentinel artifact was just the 3 lockdowns we done in Shard Vale and then giving it to Sam. So I really hope the Sentinel artifact does play a huge role within this next map. Along with that, where's the mention of Alistair Rhodes? The last time we heard of Alistair Rhodes was in Terminus, so I really hope we get some more information within Alistair Rhodes. And you gotta keep in mind, Alistair Rhodes was a hero to Kraft, and Kraft admired him. So I want to know what Richtofen thinks also about Alistair Rhodes, as that's probably how Richtofen figured out about the Sentinel artifact from his adoptive father, Kraft. On top of that, it would be nice to hear a mention of the other Chaos Story crew members. Biggest one is Scarlet. You know, if Rhodes is going to be mentioned, why not mention Alistair Rhodes' daughter Scarlet? I don't know. I just like Chaos Story, just to throw it in there, get us all hyped, just for it to just slowly dissipate throughout the whole of the Black Ops 6 Zombies life cycle. It's hella disappointing. So Treyarch, I beg, please give us some Chaos Story elements within the Reckoning. Now, exactly like the Shard Vale, the story really needs to pop off here. As much as I think the Dark Ether story isn't bad, it's not really that good either. If anything, it's just okay. It has its highs, it has its lows, and the Chaos Story elements did make it more interesting, but at this point of time, it's not really that interesting anymore. Not the Chaos Story elements, but the story itself. So I really need to see where the story goes on from here. Like, what's going to happen to Blanchard and Panos? What is the future of Richtofen going to be like? And his family, as Richtofen mentioned his family in a part of the trailer, and we could see maybe his wife in a containment tube. So we'll need to see what happens there. And what's going to happen with Sam? Where's Ava Jansen, the person that got sucked into a Dark Ether portal within Liberty Falls at the end of the Modern Warfare Zombies final end cutscene? So the story really needs to pop off, as the Tomb story really sucked, and Shard Vale definitely brought us back within the story of the Dark Ether with Richtofen's return. So I really hope the story for the Reckoning can also pop off similar to the Shard Vale. And the number one biggest thing I want to say here, which is probably the best thing Black Ops 6 Zombies has done since launch, is the boss fight. The boss fight is going to go hard, it's got to go great, and kind of similar to what they did with Shard Vale, I hope they do a hard mode. If you get to round 100 within the Shard Vale boss fight and reach the 3rd phase within the 0x boss fight, a hard mode will activate, which I think is hella sick. So I kind of hope we see something like that back, but I would also potentially like to see 2 boss fights within this map. Now, when I say 2 boss fights, I'm not meaning something like Terminus, like Nathan and then a cool main boss fight. No, I'm meaning 2 boss fights, like 2 Patient 13s for crying out loud. As you know, we see the Forsaken containment chamber within the Reckoning, and then of course we have the AI Sam robot we need to face off against also. I wonder if maybe we go up against the AI Sam and somehow we release the Forsaken back into the world, and then maybe we need to face him again, and for all we know, we might go into the Forsaken kind of like Sam did within Forsaken to try and save her, and that's where we fail, which will then lead into the future of what we saw within Modern Warfare Zombies with our Dark Ether characters from BO6 dying. So we'll just need to see. I definitely think that would be cool, as BO6 Zombies' biggest, strongest suit is the boss fights. Now, I did ask your guys' thoughts on Twitter on what you guys want to see within the Reckoning for it to be a good map, and this is what you guys said. We got one from Kahib Pride, and he says, the biggest thing the Reckoning needs to do is make it more distinct from the other BO6 maps. That's tough to do with the modern Zombies mechanics, but based on the teasers they could really do it here, because the map has an original wonder weapon, parachutes, verticality, and etc. Now, honest god, he's definitely right, and I agree with this whole comment, but one thing you missed out is the fact that, again, it's based in Liberty Falls, which was a map that we saw on launch, and then again we go to another area within Liberty Falls, Shard Vale, and now we're just going to another area within Liberty Falls to end it off, which is the Reckoning. Again, the actual like location itself is unique. We've never been to Janus Towers, but the area it's in is not unique at all, which is hella disappointing. But aside from that, I agree with the comment. We go on from Perka, and Perka says, Ava Jansen and the payoff to the Modern Warfare Zombies story. So much set up for it, and I need to see it happen. And I definitely do agree. Whether you like Modern Warfare Zombies or not, it generally had interesting story, especially when we see Sam's daughter, Ava Jansen, on the scene. And just to see her go away into a Liberty Falls portal at the end of Modern Warfare Zombies, just for us not to see her at all throughout this whole life cycle of BO6 Zombies, has been hella disappointing. So honestly, it's gotta happen this map. If it's gonna happen, it's gotta happen now. In Liberty Falls, and hopefully maybe we'll see if Panos was talking to Ava the whole time. Because as you know, Panos was talking to someone throughout the Dark Ether if you pass them from time to time. And one of my theories is it could be Ava Jansen, but we'll just need to see. We got one from Zach the Baptist, and Zach says, I would like really good and detailed side quests with really good rewards. I'm talking free perks, free pack-a-punch, free weapon upgrades, in-depth main quest, in-depth on the weapon quest, new Dark Ops. Honestly, just a bunch of content to make the map stand out to jump into. Now, I agree. I want a lot of content within this map, so there's a lot more to grind and a lot more replay value. Free perks, they're definitely great because, as you know, within the Modern Zombies mechanics, when you first buy your perk, it starts with 2,500 points. After that, every perk you buy from then on goes up by 500 points, which honestly, I don't really mind, especially when Wonder Fizz doesn't unlock till around 25. So, not only would you be getting more perks, but you would also be saving a shit ton of money. Free Pack Punch, I'm not really sure about. In my opinion, you can get Pack Punch really quick whether you get free Pack Punch or not, but it was nice to have in the tomb, so I would like to see that back. And free weapon upgrades, which I hella agree with the weapon rarities. I would love to see, you know, a free weapon rarity side Easter egg, kind of like the tomb as well, so hopefully Church and that. In-depth main quest, they gotta go hard with the main quest, man. I love my main Easter eggs. I actually really enjoy the Black Ops 6 main Easter eggs, whether they're easy or not. It doesn't really matter to me as long as they're fun. I don't give a shit. And honestly, they are fun in my opinion, so I definitely agree. All around, this map has somewhat potential to be better than Revelations. Will it? I'm not sure. I don't think the story will, but in terms of like everything else, there's a good chance, but I highly doubt it. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this map will be good or bad? And do you guys think will it be good than Revelations or not? But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all within the next video or live stream. And goodbye.